I created this Trinity Bible study for one of my closest Jehovah Witness friends. As a fundamental Baptist myself, my Jehovah Witness friends kept telling me that we as Baptists got most of our Trinity verses out of the New Testament, and that the Old Testament doesn't teach Trinity at all. So with that in mind, let's find out if the Bible teaches Trinity by comparing both the Old and the New Testament Bible scriptures.
The Father is who we're created for. Now, okay, if there was an issue about who created us, we definitely need to know who we're created for, okay? Because we're not created for two individuals. We're created for one individual, and that one individual would have to be God. So we're going to look at the verse and find out who we're created for. Romans 11 says, For who hath known the mind of the Lord, or who hath been his counselor, or who hath first given to him, and it shall be recompensed unto him again? For of him, and through him, and to him are all things, to whom be glory forever. Amen. So the Father, okay, we are created for him, we're created through him, we're created to him, and we're created, of which all things are. So we're of him, we're through him, and we're to him. Clearly we're created for the Father. Okay? That's why everything was created for the Father, but we specifically are created for him and no one else. We're not created for his Son. If that was the case, if he had a created being or a created son or a created angel that was his son, we would be created for the Father. Okay? And that would only make sense. But then we have verses here that talk about the Son is who we're created for. Colossians 1:16, For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. So that's almost blaspheming. If Jesus is clearly supposed to be creating everything for the Father, and yet he personally says, I, Jesus, am creating everything for myself. Okay, if Jesus wasn't God, then I would think that would be a serious problem. Again, in Romans it says, For of him and through him and to him are all things. And we're talking about the Father. Jesus comes along and says, No, that's wrong. All things were created by me, Jesus, and all things are created for me. So, if Jesus is God, we don't have a problem. Okay, if he's not, okay, we got a serious problem here, because that completely contradicts Scripture.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to watch the next video explaining the examples of the Old and New Testament Trinity verses.